Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Bank Holiday Monday to everyone. Sava here from at Football Heritage TV. Football Heritage TV. As you can see, there's Frank in all his glory. Frank the dog, who's now the mascot. Hope you're all having good days. Hope you're having barbecues, getting drunk, whatever you're doing, spending time with your family. Just a quick video for me today. There's no lives from me. I'll be back live tomorrow night for the Football Throwdown. Something we were talking about in one of the WhatsApp groups yesterday was who is going to be manager of the year. And for me, this is the first year where I feel like there's a lot of contenders. And I think that's not normally the case. Normally, you've got a standout winner or maybe two people. But for me, and I'm not saying this will happen, but you've got to give a few really good mentions to people in this conversation, right? For me, there are four candidates for this. And obviously, I'm doing this with 4 or 5 games of the season left to go, depending. Well, Man City, I think we've got 7 games left to go, whatever it may be. But the 4 candidates that I want to chuck into the mix, there's going to be a couple of obvious ones. You've got to chuck Pep in the mix. You've got to chuck Arteta in the mix. And you've got to chuck in Eddie Howe and Unai Emery. Now, I'm going to explain that and then explain why I've not put Ten Hag in the mix. Let's start with Unai Emery. Unai Emery, probably thinking to yourself, well, hang on, Aston Villa are 7th. How can you give manager of the year to a team that are down in 7th? Unai Emery picked up Aston Villa when they were 17th. They were 6 points below West Ham. They're now 20 points above West Ham. They have the 3rd or 4th amount of points in the league since Emery's joined. He's turned Ollie Watkins into a goal-scoring machine. They may have lost a few games along the way, but not many. He's done a fantastic job. Absolutely brilliant job. And I'm sure if you speak to any Aston Villa fans, not that I've spoken to all the Aston Villa fans, but surely they can't be upset by what they're seeing from Unai Emery in his performance. Big test to come next year. Obviously, coming in and picking up a team that is demoralised, you might say is a bit easier because you can galvanise them as opposed to when you've got expectation on your shoulders. Now, at the moment, it looks very much like Aston Villa could get a European spot. So from where they were to where they are now, he's done a magnificent job. I don't think he'll get it, but I think you've got to have that conversation about how well he's done. Let me know what you think. What do you think about Unai Emery getting it? Why couldn't he get it? We know why, but is there something to say that you have to win to get the manager of the year? We'll talk about that in a minute. Now let's go to Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe at Newcastle. Eddie Howe has done an absolutely scintillating job at Newcastle. He picked up Newcastle just over 20 months ago. Yeah, just over 20 months ago. Maybe not even that. Maybe October, November, about 20 months, 18, 19 months. He picked them up. They were rock bottom of the table. Hadn't won a game in their first 14 in the Premier League. Were odds-on favourites with the bookies to get relegated. He comes in. And look at them. They are absolutely flying. They are 10 points behind Arsenal in 3rd place. They've got the best defence in the Premier League. They are scoring goals for fun at the moment. It is unbelievable the job he's done there. Now, yeah, they've bought some good players. They bought some solid players, the likes of Nick Pope in goal and Trippier and Botman and Guimaraes and Isak. But Callum Wilson's never looked this good. Longstaff, Willock, Joelinton, Almiron, Shah. What he's done with these players has been nothing short of phenomenal. So I've got to put Eddie Howe's name in the ring. 3rd in the league. They're going to get Champions League. I'm just looking away here. At the moment, they are 9 points clear of Liverpool, who are in 5th. 9 points. So only a collapse in the last 5 games from Newcastle, a real collapse, will see them miss out on Champions League football. And by my reckoning, it means that if they win their next game, they're guaranteed, somebody will tell me I'm wrong here, 68, 12 points, Liverpool. I think if they get 4 more points from their last 5 games, they're guaranteed Champions League football. What a performance from Eddie Howe. What a performance. Now, again, a bit like Emery, but on the next level up, the expectation comes because Newcastle have money. Newcastle will buy. Newcastle will do, in many words, what the likes of Tottenham haven't done and use that top 4 as a platform to kick on. Fair play to them. They've done brilliantly. Eddie Howe. Let me know your thoughts on Eddie Howe. Arteta is the next contender. Now, Arteta, this is a dubious one, right? Because Mikel Arteta, depending on what happens in the last 5-6 games of this Premier League season, Mikel Arteta is either, not my words, the biggest bottler in Premier League history, or one of the best managers in Premier League history for what he's done, taking his team from 5th to win the league when no one said he would. What a difference 4 or 5 games can make. Now, you've got to put him in the conversation because they've been leading up until this weekend. They were leading the Premier League race for as long as I can remember. No one was expecting Arsenal to win the league. No one was expecting a title race. At the beginning of the year, people were talking about top 4 would be a good year, 5th, top 4. Now look at them. They play lovely football, but they've dropped off a tiny bit, haven't they? They've dropped off a tiny bit when it matters. Now, albeit for me to stick up for the Arsenal, I'm a Spurs fan, but I put a lot of that down to experience of both the players and the manager, that know-how, that experience, how to get over the line in those difficult moments. In the games where you've got 2-0 leads against West Ham and you go to 2-2, how do you grab that goal? City find that way. Arsenal haven't quite got that experience yet. But it's not to say they couldn't win the league. Man City are, of course, the favourites. They're a point in front with a game in hand. And that game, I believe, on Wednesday is West Ham at Man City. You would expect them to win that, which means there'll be a 4-point gap, although Arsenal have to play Chelsea in the meantime. So lots of swings and roundabouts between now and the end of the season. Arteta for Manager of the Year. Let me know what you think. Controversial one. For me, if he wins the league, why not? If he wins the league, why not? What a wonderful job. If he doesn't win the league, then no. And that's the difference. He could lose the league on one goal, on a goal difference. And that could be the difference between him being Manager of the Year or not. Then we go to the big boy. We go to Pep Guardiola. Pep has been there, seen it, done it, won it. He's done it all. This man is supremely confident in his own ability. This man is an innovator of style. This man keeps reinventing teams, reinventing defenses, reinventing midfield shapes. And everyone writ him off. Everyone had written him off. This year, oh, they don't look the same. Oh, Haaland's not clicked with them. Haaland's made them worse. And look at them. On fire. They've got 84 goals. 84 goals. And they've still got 6 Premier League games left to play. Erling Haaland has got 50 goals in all competitions. It's just sensational. More than that, I think it's the fact that they went through that wobble. And Pep has found the way to come out of that with the 3 at the back, Stones slipping in. I just feel like he gets it right more often than not. Obviously, there's games where he has overfought and he hasn't come through, like in the Champions League final against Chelsea, for example. But something feels different about them this year. There's that steely edge to them. The players seem razor sharp. They seem focused. And I can't remember the last time Man City lost a game. Yes, I can. It was to Tottenham Hotspur. Go on, Spurs. So the last time they lost a game was Tottenham. And since then, they've won every single Premier League game other than Nottingham Forest, I believe, which was a draw. They're in the FA Cup final against Man United. They're in the semi-final of the Champions League against Real Madrid over 2 legs. I think I'm going to say this is a no-brainer. Should Pep Guardiola do the treble, it's a no-brainer that he is the Manager of the Year. The question is, what if he does a double? Is he Manager of the Year? Or just the Premier League, is he Manager of the Year? For me, I think that the way they play, I think their bounce back ability, the way that they ruthlessly sweep past teams, he would be my favourite. I know it's an easy choice, but I can't sit here and lie. I can't sit here and say, oh, I think it should be that person. I think Pep Guardiola will get it depending on if he wins the league. A lot is made of, oh, well, he just spends billions. But when you look at Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, PSG, even the teams coming up now, Newcastle, Spurs, everyone is spending ridiculous amounts of money. But not everyone can get their team playing the way Pep Guardiola does. Not everyone can continually reinvent the wheel the way Pep Guardiola does. So for me, I think he's going to get it. But let me know what you guys and girls think. Pep Guardiola, Eddie Howe, Arteta, Unai Emery. What about Ten Hag? Ten Hag could come in his first year, get the top 4, get Champions League football, plus win the domestic cup double with the League Cup and FA Cup. What a job that would be, to finish 3rd or 4th plus win the 2 domestic cups. De Zerbi. Does De Zerbi deserve a mention? What a job De Zerbi's done. He's taken Brighton for the great work Potter done and gone there. He's just gone up a notch. So there's been some great managerial performances this year. And the one I'm going to give a shout out to, but not to win Manager of the Year, this guy for me deserves massive credit, is Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth. At one stage, Bournemouth looked absolutely dead and buried, didn't they? And they are now sitting on 39 points. They are 10 points above the relegation zone with 5 games to play. I can tell you now that those 3 teams below will not get 9 or 10 points. So Bournemouth, well done, Gary O'Neill. And I think more people need to start giving props. Anyway, please like, please subscribe. We are 40 subs away from the magical 5K. So please, if you haven't, please smash that subscribe button. We've got loads more content coming up over the next few weeks. And in tomorrow's video, I asked the question, how good are Man United? Plus, tomorrow night, we've got the Football Throwdown with a selection of fans from different YouTube channels supporting different clubs. So join us for that at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. All in all, have a great day. Happy bank holiday to you all, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.